Hi everybody and welcome. I am Miranda and you're here with May Yoga. Today we'll be doing a full yoga session, a nice class with some sun salutations to warm you up, with a bit of a focus into our neck and upper back, our shoulders in that area. So a lot of times when you're working a lot of the desk or just doing a lot of household tasks and everything, build up a lot of tightness in this area. This is going to be great for releasing a lot of that, especially into the shoulders. If this is your first time practicing with me, please check the description below this video and find the link for a separate video called Tips for a Safe Yoga Practice and watch that first. For props, you might want to grab a small towel. We're going to be doing garland pose, which can be difficult for some people to get their feet flat, so you might want to have that if you're not very flexible in a yogic squat. And then of course, have that water nearby if you need it. To start, we're just going to start to warm up into like the shoulder area and the neck. So just finding a cross-legged position to begin. We're going to go into a little bit of shoulder movement, thinking about kind of flowing the shoulders here. So you want to have your hands on top of your legs with your fingertips kind of pointed to the front, the middle, and just start to move the shoulders. When one shoulder peels forward, the other one stays back. Just kind of moving with the breath. Inhale when you come up and exhale down. Beginning to bring a little bit more range into this part of our body. Moving. If you want to do a little bit more of a twist on the core, you can always bring the hands down to the side and then switch. Inhale up and switch over to the other side. Exhale. So flowing with whatever movement you like here, just kind of starting to warm up the middle part of our bodies. And I'm going to take this opportunity, keep moving with your breath here. And I'm going to take this opportunity to show you Gomukhasana arms. We're going to do that, and it's hard to see sometimes with the camera. So when we do Gomukhasana, you're going to have one arm is up to the sky with the elbow pointed up. The other arm comes out, and the palm on the upper arm is towards the back. The palm on the bottom is towards the outside. And then you grab for the opposite fingers. If you can't grab, you can always just have the hands against the back wherever you can reach. All right. So finishing up that little shoulder movement, coming back to the top. We're going to move into a side bend now. So I'll be your mirror here. Bring your left hand so that it is perpendicular from the hips. Start to bend into that left elbow. Let the right arm swoop up and over. Just going into a regular lateral bend at first. Getting a stretch into the side bodies. And then bend that right elbow so that the back of your head can rest on the palm. Turning your head, kind of resting your head into the palm to help activate this twist in your neck. Loosening up our beautiful necks. Last breath. And then we're going to switch. So inhale, come up. Exhale, right hand down, bend into the right elbow. Inhale, swoop that left arm up and over at first. Normal lateral bend. Trying to make sure that you keep that left sit bone down. Getting a beautiful elongation along the left sides of the body. And now bending that left elbow, turning the head, resting the head into that left palm. Just gently pushing back on it, giving a little resistance here to help deepen you in this stretch. Nice. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release the hands. So next we're going to start with our beautiful sun salutation series. So coming to a mountain pose, standing at the front of your mat, and I'll see you there. All right, my friends, finding mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet are about hip-width distance apart to begin. Tuck that pelvis, like scoop it, the tailbone down, tuck it forward. Open those shoulders back. Arms relaxed with your hands together at your heart. Closing the eyes for a moment. Beginning and ending every sun salutation in mountain pose. Taking a moment to close the eyes and always bring that attention inward. So last breath here before we begin. Good. Open the eyes. To begin, inhale, open those hands, those arms open wide, looking up at the sky. Exhale, bring them back together at the heart. Bend the knees. Inhale, swoop the arms up. Coming just to a straight line for this first sun salutation. Loosen up the fingers, the wrists, making nice little circles, maybe doing like star fingers here, kind of activating all those lovely joints in our hands. And then the palms face each other, drop those shoulders down. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge at the hips, draw the arms forward, stay in a straight line till you're about halfway. And then allow the back to curve, falling forward, letting your upper body just hang here, letting gravity start to loosen you up a bit. You can kind of wiggle here in place. And then on that next inhale, you're going to make your flat back. So roll the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Arms are just relaxed down in front of you. Not anything going on with the arms, but your core should be very active. So think about pulling in the navel, pulling in the belly button. Your gaze is down at the ground, making a straight line from your face down to the ground, getting a nice opening on the hamstrings. Inhale here. Exhale, draw the hands down to the mat, bend the knees if you need to. And you're going to step that left foot back into a lunge. Drawing the right knee over that right ankle. Left leg is straight, you're on the ball of that back foot. Feet should be about hip-width distance apart, starting to open the hips up a bit, getting a nice extension on this left hip flexor. You can be up on the fingertips for the height, or if you want to go ahead and bring the palms down to the mat, you can. Holding here for one more breath. I'm going to be moving to plank next. So inhale, exhale, palms are flat, stepping that right foot back, come into your first plank. You want to have your middle fingers pointed towards the front of the mat, thumbs are stretched towards the opposite hand, pushing into all parts of the hands to take the weight out of the wrist. Inhale here, and then exhale, drop the knees down. You're going to keep your hips tucked up. Draw the chest and then the chin, keeping the elbows close to your ribs. Close your eyes. Starting to release a little bit into the lower back now. Just a mild back bend. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and drop the hips down now. Hands are under the shoulders. Inhale, push up into just maybe a baby cobra. So keep the belly down a little bit. Keep those hips down, of course. Elbows are still kept close to the sides of your body. You're looking forward, peeling those shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Breathe in here. And then exhale, let the body melt back down to the ground, pushing yourself up to tabletop. So coming up, hands and knees. Knees are hip-width distance apart. You can push into the shins to help take the weight out of those knees. We're going to go through a few cat-cows here. It's a nice way to start to warm up the back a bit more. So on your inhale, drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together, looking up. Exhale, round the shoulders, drop the head. Curve the spine. Moving through a few more of these, going with the breath. Think about really start to kind of undulate that spine. Nice flexion, nice curving here. When you're in that cat, you really want to think also about pulling in the belly button towards that spine. Really waking up the core a bit more. And then coming back to neutral, we're going to work towards our first down dog. So tuck those toes under. On your exhale, push into the feet, send those hips back, come to down dog. I want you to walk the dog here. This is our first dog, so really come into it nice and easy. Pedaling those feet. Getting a nice stretch on each calf muscle while the other leg knee bends. Last breath. And then inhale, left foot floats up behind you. Exhale, bring it to the front. We're going to do a little hip flexor movement here. So it's almost like a cat-cow you'll see in the spine. So on that inhale, looking slightly up. Exhale, round the spine, straighten that front leg a bit, drop the head. Moving through 3 of these. Inhale and exhale. Going deeper into those hips. Inhale, last one. Exhale, moving to the back. And then bend that front knee. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Exhale, fold. And this is our second forward fold here. Maybe starting to feel a little bit more loose in those legs by now, I hope. So if you like, you can maybe just walk the fingertips from one side to the other. If your fingertips reach. If they don't reach, it's okay. You can just grab the outside of one leg with the opposite hand. Just not on the knee joint, of course. Wherever you can go today. Just getting a little bit more of a twist here into our spine. And then coming back to center. Bend those knees slightly. Take the weight out of the lower back. Inhale. Swoop the arms up. Hands are all the way up overhead. And you're going to interlace the fingers and turn the palms out. Stretching again into the wrist. A little back bend on our fingers. Looking up for this last breath. Inhale, release the hands, palms back together. Exhale, return the hands to the heart. Close the eyes. Finding the end of the first half of our number 1 set of Surya Namaskara today. Perhaps feeling some subtle differences between the left and the right side. And preparing to start on the right side of this first set. Open the eyes. Inhale, hands open nice and wide, small back bend, looking up at the sky. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. Bend the knees, inhale, swoop those arms up. Now this time, first be in a straight line. We're going to go into a slight cervical back bend. So start to open the shoulders a bit more. Move those arms back just a little bit. Very important, keep that pelvis active. Keep it tucked forward so there should be no strain on the lower back here. This is working into our cervical part of the spine. Inhale, exhale. Hinge at the hips, arms draw forward. And then going into Uttanasana, forward fold. Here you might be feeling a little bit more loose, and that is awesome. You can have the fingertips down on the mat if you can reach. Maybe pedaling, warming up the ankles a little bit more here. And then coming back to stillness. We're moving up to that flat back neck. So inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. You can just let the hands dangle in front of you again, or if you want to be a little more active, bring the hands to the front of the legs, above or below those knees, and then just push slightly into the front of the legs to help draw that chest open a little bit more. Shoulder blades are squeezed together, you're looking down at the ground, pulling in the core. Inhale here. Exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, bending the knees if you need to, and then you're going to be stepping that right foot back. Coming into the lunge on the opposite side. Again, front knee is over that front ankle, not compromising our knee joints here. Back leg is straight. You can stay up on the fingertips if you need. It's fine. We're going to take just one more slow breath here. And then drawing the hands down to the mat, opening the fingers wide, pressing into all parts of the palm. Inhale, pick up that back front foot and step it back for plank. Again, staying in plank for a few breaths, building up some heat, building up some strength here. It's such an amazing full body pose. So if you need to, if it's too much on your wrist, you can always drop down on your knees. It's fine. Inhale. And then exhale. You can knees, chest, chin if you want, or you can just slowly lower yourself, coming all the way down to the mat, and then swimming through, coming to a cobra. So keep the hips still down, the tops of the legs are still down on the mat. Pushing into the hands, squeezing the shoulder blades together, looking forward. Beautiful, guys. We're going to be moving towards our down dog. So let's go into this nice and gentle still. So inhale here, and then start to bend the elbows a little bit so you can kind of push yourself up and finding down dog. Feet are hip width distance apart. Holding here, maybe pedaling the feet a few more times. Walking the dog, releasing all the parts of our legs. Ears should be between the biceps. You're pulling the belly button in. Your gaze is back towards the back of the mat, between your feet. Holding here for one last breath. And then right foot floats up to the sky. Exhale, bring it to the front. Going into our hip flexor bit to kind of finish this first set off. So inhale, dip those hips, looking up slightly. Exhale, straighten that front leg, curve the spine, drop the head. Moving through 2 more of these. Inhale to the front. And exhale. Last one. On that inhale, step that left foot forward. And exhale, fold. This will be the last forward fold that we are really staying in. So if you like, just join me grabbing the backs of the legs wherever you can, using your hands to help pull you a little deeper. And then releasing the hands, bending the knees. Inhale, bring the hands up all the way to the top. For this last bit, let's work on our balance a little bit, guys. Bonus, we're going to do a toe raise, of course. So keeping the hands together, come up on the balls of your feet. You can point those 2 first fingers. It's okay if you're wobbly like me today. Some days are more wobbly than others. That's just part of life. Inhale, exhale. Draw the hands back to the heart. Finding mountain pose and closing the eyes. Just taking one more slow breath here before we start on the second set. Beautiful. Open the eyes and begin. Inhale, hands come wide. Exhale, back to the heart. We're moving with our breath on this one. So inhale, swoop the arms up, going into that cervical back bend. Exhale, draw the hands forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, left foot steps back. Hold in this lunge for the inhale, getting the hands nice and open. And then exhale to plank. Stay here for the in-breath. And then take the vinyasa on the exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down dog. Stay here for 3 breaths. Really thinking about getting those hands nice and flat to the mat. Ears are between the arms, last breath. And then inhale, left foot floats up. Exhale, draw it to the front. Inhale, right foot to the front, and exhale, fold. Bend those knees, inhale, swoop up, palms together, exhale to the heart. Taking a few breaths here, finding those sturdy, beautiful mountain poses. And then open the eyes and begin. Inhale, hands wide. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Bend the knees, inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back into lunge. Hold here for that in-breath to get your hands wide. Exhale to plank. Inhale here. And then exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, come through upward facing dog. And exhale, holding in that down dog for 3. If you're still feeling a bit too tight, you can always pedal the feet out a bit more, wag the tail. Last breath here. And then right foot floats up on the inhale. Exhale, bring it to the front. Inhale, left foot forward, and exhale, fold. Bend the knees, inhale, swoop the arms up. And exhale, returning to mountain, hands at the heart, close the eyes. If you'd like to get a bit of water with me, I'm going to take a moment there. You can just hang out in mountain if you like. I put basil in my water, by the way, which is really amazing. I never tried it before. So we have like fresh basil up the wazoo around here. So if you do have any of that, just a little extra tip for the day. Maybe try some. It's really good. Anyway, sorry. So hands together. We're going to be doing into our third set of Surya Namaskar, which we'll be moving with the breath, but with a few little extra fun poses thrown in there. Again, bringing the focus into this part of the body. So I'll be giving you verbal guidance as always. Hands together. Last breath here. And then open the eyes. Inhale, begin with the arms opening wide. Exhale at the heart. Bend those knees. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands come down, stepping that left foot back here and hold. This is where we're going to be doing our extras. So go ahead and drop that left knee, pointing the left foot back, grounding into the left shin. Right knee is over that right ankle. When you're steady here, we're going to swing those arms up, palms coming up overhead facing each other. To begin, go ahead and interlace the fingers for just a moment. Again, stretching the palms out, looking up at the hands, and then bringing the fingers, like clasping the fingers together, except for those first two fingers, the peace fingers, and then going into a back bend. Just a cervical bend here. It's okay if it goes a little into your lower back, but the focus is on the upper back here. Looking up, last breath, and then exhale, arms forward. We're going to be moving into Gomukhasana. So the leg that's in front, the opposite arm is going to be going up. So your right leg should be in front with me, which means your left arm is going to float up to the sky. Bend that left elbow, bringing the back towards your back. The palm of your left hand is on your back. Right arm comes out to the side. Bending that elbow, the back of the right hand is towards your back. Reaching for the opposite fingers, going into that hand clasp, or simply having your hands on your back, it's fine. Opening here into the beautiful shoulders, the chest. Looking forward, still getting a great little bit of hip work while we do this shoulder and upper back work. Inhale, release, arms float up. Exhale, bring them back. We're going to finish this off, side off with taking the vinyasa. So pick up that back foot, step it back to plank first. On the exhale, inhale here, and take a vinyasa. Coming down, swimming through, and hips up. Hold for 3 breaths. Maybe you notice that your heels are getting a little bit closer to that mat, and that is awesome. That's what we're going for. So really draw those heels back. Last breath. And then left foot floats up on the inhale. Exhale to the front. Inhale, step right foot forward. Exhale, fold. Bend those knees, come up. Palms touch. And exhale back to the heart. Staying there for a few breaths. Preparing for the final half of our third set today. Open the eyes and begin. Inhale, hands come out wide. Exhale, back to the heart. Bend the knees. Inhale, come up. Cervical back bend. Exhale, draw the arms forward to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come down, stepping the right foot back. Go ahead and go into that lunge and then drop that back knee. So pushing into the shin on that right leg, right foot is pointed back. Finding that 90-degree bend here so that your left knee is over the left ankle. When you're ready, release the hands. Join me here, first with just the palms facing each other, and then very briefly again, interlace the fingers. Push the palms out and up. And then interlace all but those first two fingers, going into the crescent lunge kind of movement here with our back. Just going where you can comfortably hold here, enjoying the beautiful benefits of a back bend. And then coming up, moving to Gomukhasana here. So again, opposite from the leg. So the right arm is where we're going here. You're going to bend that right elbow, bring the palm of the right hand towards the back. Left arm floats out. And then the back of the left hand to your back, grabbing each other's fingers or just touching, it's fine. The lovely thing about shoulders is that they really are a beautiful ball, like ball and socket. So the more you work with them, the more range that you can create just by doing it in a steady, progressive, and respectful manner. So taking one last slow breath here. Inhale, release the arms up. Exhale, back to the mat. We're going to lift up that back knee. We're going to move towards our vinyasa. So exhale, step back to plank. Stay here for that in breath. And breathing out, taking that vinyasa. Finding down dog. Meeting me here and holding for 3. Remember to keep that belly button active, pulling it in so that your navel moves towards the spine. Last breath. Inhale, right foot floats up, and then bring it to the front. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, coming all the way up to standing, palms touch. Exhale to the heart. Feeling the lovely differences from the beginning of this practice, I hope, especially into those shoulders, up into the back and the neck. Gonna grab a little bit of water if you'd like to have some as well, of course. All right. And today, keeping in mind that lovely focus that we have, we're going to be doing the balancing pose of Garudasana, which is eagle. Okay, so I find it personally easier to balance if I'm on a hard surface. So I'm just going to move my mat really quickly and finding the floor here. But you can do whatever you need. You can be by a wall if you feel a little bit unsteady, or by a chair, whichever you need here to go into this beautiful eagle pose, because it really is amazing for the focus we have today. So I'm going to be your mirror again here. So to begin, just finding mountain pose, you want to imagine that your feet are like pillars, and there are 4 corners of those pillars. So you have the mound behind your big toe, the mound behind your pinky toe, the outer heel, the inner heel. And you want to really, in yoga we talk about like finding the 4 corners. That's what that means. So you really want to think about connecting those parts, gripping the ground. And that especially is important in your balancing. So closing the eyes here, really think about finding your 4 corners. Okay guys, so here I am your mirror. We're going to start on our right leg. I want you to start to shift the weight over to that right leg. Now, the great thing about eagle is that you can have so many lovely levels for it. So if you're not feeling too balanced today, or if you just want to take an easier day, you can just keep that left big toe down to help kind of give you that balance. That's fine. The arms are really what's important here. So whatever leg is going to cross over, if you go to that level, the opposite arm is going to be crossed over. Talking about these opposites and making the connections in your body. So draw the arms in front of you, palms up, and then you're going to cross that right arm over the left, bending at the elbows. And it's going to be hard to see my face after this. Bending at the elbows and either bringing the backs of the hands so they touch, or going into the more complete bind, wrapping the arms all around, bringing the palms together. Right, wherever you are, somewhere you can hold, and then you're going to think about starting to lift the elbows up a little. Start, if you want to go a little deeper than just being on this big toe, start to bend that right leg a bit, and then picking that left foot up and crossing that left leg over the right. Finding a focal point, not me in this video, just listen to my voice. Finding something that does not move, and that's called your dristi, your gaze, your focal point, should be on a solid object. Nice seat here, strengthening our beautiful bums. And then for the last part, if you like, you can think about lifting those fingertips, drawing the arms up, making more space between our shoulder blades. Beautiful, guys. To come out, just inhale, release it all. Shake it out, walk it out. Awesome sauce. All right. Now moving to the other side, of course. So having the four corners of that left foot now are grounded. Start to shift the weight over to the left side. And then coming up on that right big toe. Finding that focal point again. Arms come in front. And now your left arm is going to cross over the right. Bending at the elbows, either the back of the hands together or going into the full bind, bringing the palms together. Staying here if this is your level, or if you'd like to go a bit deeper. If it's available to you, start to bend that left knee, and then draw that right leg up and over the left. So the right foot is coming towards the back of that left calf. Sitting down here in your seat, squeezing everything, palms are squeezed together, fingertips raising up to the sky. Making some beautiful space here between the shoulder blades, working the gorgeous upper back. And then coming out, inhale, slowly release it all. Awesome job, guys. I love doing balancing, especially after the sun salutations, because it really helps kind of bring it all inward, helps you absorb all that work that we've done. And it's just a nice way to kind of return to that stillness, okay? So from here, we're going to go down to the mat. I want you to go ahead and have that towel if you think you need it. We're going to go into Malasana, which is garland pose. It can be hard if you're not so good on the yogic squats. So from a standing position, you're going to have mountain pose at first. You're going to bring your feet all the way together. So the insides of the feet are touching here. Having that towel if you do think you'll need it. Hands together at the heart. Inhale here. And then exhale. You're going to start to bend the knees and let them fall open. You're going to be drawing your torso in between the legs. Sitting your hips back, coming into this squat. Again, the towel can come in handy if your feet aren't flat on the ground. If you're feeling wobbly, you can always, I'll show you the side angle of this, you can always have the towel behind your heels to give you a little bit more support here, okay? And wherever you are, just work with your squats. You'll get better. Great thing about squats is they really help, especially women. I know as a woman, I do say a lot of things like that. For women, it's especially helpful because it strengthens your pelvic floor, which is always a good thing. So having the towel under your heels if you need it. You're going to bring the arms inside the legs. So you think about drawing that torso forward. We're going to garland pose, Malasana. There's different levels here. So first level is just having the hands in front. If you need the balance, if you're feeling wobbly, keep your hands here, it's fine. And then draw that torso down, okay? You can put some slight pressure on the back of your upper arms here to help open the shoulders a bit more. Second level is you start to move the arms back. And if you can, hopefully you can see this, you're going to clasp the back of your ankles here, or even clasp the hands behind you. It's kind of, again, you're pushing into your upper arms with your legs, drawing that chest forward. Malasa is a great preparation pose for our tortoise, which is what we're going to do after this. Final one, for people with very supple hips, more back leg forward bend ability, is you're going to draw the torso even more forward and draw the hands behind the back. So going to where you can, letting the head sink, closing the eyes here if you can for just that quiet moment. And then just slowly release, draw the arms out, and coming for just a moment, letting it out, wrapping the arms around the legs. Drop the chin towards the chest. Okay, I asked my videographer to change the angle a bit so you can see this next pose better, because it is kind of an uncommon one, and it's very important that you see all the little movements. All right, so we're going to be moving to tortoise pose, Kurmasana. It is another lovely work into the shoulders and the upper back. So this might be, again, difficult for those that are just beginning out, but I'm going to give you levels, of course, give you variations, modifications you can do to help you go deeper and to learn this pose. So you don't need your towel anymore, you can move that off to the side. We're starting in staff pose in Dandasana. So your legs are out, your feet are flexed. And now open your feet up about as wide as the mat. You're trying to get your knees so that they are shoulder width distance. It gives you kind of your angle right there that you need here, your alignment. Okay, and to begin, you want to keep those feet very, very flexed, kind of help you ease into this. Start to bend the knees, but keep the heels down, again, keeping those feet flexed. Inhale here. And then exhale, you're going into a forward fold. So think about drawing your upper body between the legs. And then your arms, one at a time if you like, you can walk the hands in that space under your legs. Now, if this is enough for you, stay here, because this is a lovely forward fold. You're putting some pressure here on the upper arms to help open the shoulders a bit more. And you're going to relax the head. So this is Kurmasana level 1. It's fine to hang out here. If you want to work a little bit deeper into it, you can bring the hands more perpendicular to the body, walking them out. Start to draw the chest down and start to kind of wiggle those feet forward. So you see, you can kind of go on different levels here, keeping the arms perpendicular from the body. Pressure here on our upper arms. And then finally, if you want, you can start to walk the hands back a bit. So going to where you would like to be today, going into our tortoise, the object is to try to draw the forehead down to the ground, which I know sounds crazy. Some people are like, what? But yeah, you want to try to drop that forehead down and walk the feet together even more, like forward more. So going to where you can hold, closing the eyes, of course. Obviously, tortoise pose, you can kind of see why it's called a tortoise. You're like a little turtle hunched over, coming into your shell. This is a really great pre-meditation pose, kind of quiet the mind a bit. Wonderful for back bends, working into the upper back. Wherever you are today, holding where you are, drawing that upper body closer to the ground, relaxing the face. And then slowly start to draw the self up. So bringing the hands back to the front if you were in that further back moment. And then bringing the hands one at a time, coming out. Lovely. Go to butterfly, go to Baddha Konasana. Bottoms of the feet come together. And from here, you can either stay with the feet close, or what I invite you to do is actually bring the feet away, which I know is kind of opposite of what we usually say. And if you're comfortable with it, I want you to try to bring your head, your forehead down to your feet, or in that general direction there. So just kind of releasing here, not having any pressure on the arms are just relaxed. Just kind of releasing the hips, the shoulders, taking a few moments here. To come out using the hands, draw yourself back towards your body. Beautiful. Next, we're going to be moving on to our bellies. So kind of mermaid yourself over, coming on to the stomachs, all the way down to the mat. For a moment here, just release the right cheek down, arms relaxed to the side, palms facing up. Taking a breath here. And then chin comes to the mat. Hands come under the shoulders. We're going to do a few rounds of cobra, twisted cobra here. So inhale, push into the hands, coming up to just Bhujangasana at first. And then on the exhale, alternating shoulders. So let the right shoulder peel down towards the mat. Inhale, come up. Switching sides, left shoulder peels forward towards the right hand. Inhale up. Doing 3 sets of these. Again, strengthening this area of the body, bringing more range into it. Inhale. And last one, left shoulder down. Inhale up. Releasing back to the mat, left cheek comes down, turning the head, relaxing the arms by the body. And then you can either do that variation of Twisted Cobra, or you can join me by bringing the fingertips away from the shoulders so that you're almost making like a perpendicular kind of line here from those shoulders. And we're going to be strengthening our hands here. This is really nice. So hands, if you think about it, your hands are underneath the elbows. Inhale, rise up. And going into the same twisting movement. So right shoulder down. Inhale up. Switching to the left side. 3 of these guys, 3 sets of these, I should say. Kind of going with your breath. Never hold your breath in any exercise. And last one, left shoulder down. Inhale up. Good. Release the body all the way down. We're going to go back to a lovely tabletop. All right, so push yourself up, hands and knees. And if you're feeling really tight here, you can do a few cat-cow stretches. You want to pause the video and do that if you need to release. Or if you're ready to continue with me. Pushing the shins into the mat. I'm going to show you the basic level of this, and I'll show you a variation if you want to make more challenge. So basic level is you're going to be going kind of swimming the arm through and sinking down. So we'll start with the right hand so you can see it better. So inhale, right arm out. Exhale, swim it through. So the back of the right hand comes down to the ground. You bend into that left elbow, and then you walk that left hand forward. Staying here with your hips up. And this is a lovely little release. You can kind of feel in the back of that right arm. Letting gravity kind of help you here. Staying there if you want to go into a little bit more of a challenge. I always have those variations, don't I? You can do kind of like a gate pose almost. So the same side that your arm's going towards, that leg comes out. And then instead of the gate pose, usually we point the toes out. But this time we're going to point the toes so that they're pointing to the front of the mat. Your foot's parallel to the body. And then going into that same bind here with the arms. So inhale, right arm up. Exhale, swim it through, dropping that right shoulder down, connecting the right side of the head to the mat, and walking that left hand forward. This just kind of brings a little bit of a hip work, inner thigh work, to this pose, making it a bit more active. And when you're ready to come out, you're going to walk that left hand back, pushing into the left hand, bringing that right hand back to the mat, and switching sides. Either joining me for this kind of Parigasana gate pose motion, or just going to the regular one. It's your choice. Right foot is pointed towards the front of the mat. Left hand floats up, and swim it through. Back of the left hand to the ground, left shoulder, left side of the head to the mat, and then walking that right hand forward, releasing here, closing the eyes if you can to kind of slow down the breath and bring that focus inward. One final slow breath here. Start to bring yourself out of this, nice and gentle, walking the right hand back, pushing into the right hand, dropping the left hand back, and then bringing that leg in if you join me for that. Finding a child's pose. Letting yourself sink back here. Starting to wind down. Big toes stay touching, knees are open, hips going back towards the heels. Connecting the forehead to the mat. All right, guys. You start to just do a little side-to-side motion, working out any last kinks here, maybe walking the hands over to one side, letting the head drop down, holding at your maximum. And then again, walking back a little bit so you can cross the arms, bringing over to the opposite side. And again, dropping the head when you reach your maximum curve. Very nice. The hands come back a little bit to bring you back to the center. And then coming back towards the torso. Drawing the knees together, keeping the feet together for these last few moments. Just releasing all that work we did with a few shoulder rolls in both directions. So starting by rolling them to the front, inhale, exhale to the back. Inhale, round the shoulders. Exhale, release. Last one in this direction. And back. Pause there for a moment. And then opposite direction. Inhale, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, roll to the front. And exhale to finish. You're free to finish this video now if you're short on time, or if you would like to meet me for a brief Savasana. It's always nice to finish with one of these if you've got the time today. So if you do, let yourself sink down to the mat. Your feet are wider than the hips, about the width of the mat, letting the toes fall outward so you're fully able to relax. Your arms relaxed away from the body with the palms facing up so those shoulder blades can connect to the ground, giving you this optimum kind of alignment to allow the body to fully release. Slowing down the breath. And just checking maybe from the bottoms of your feet, doing a little quick scan up the body to the top of your head to see if there's any last spots of tension that you may be holding. And if you do find that spot, you could always think of pulling it in and squeezing it on an inhale, and then exhale, letting it go. Taking these few moments in Savasana to go inward and to quiet your mind. begin to bring your awareness back into the room, back into the body. Start to move the fingers and the toes, making little wiggles in those toes and fingers, and then making circles with the wrist and the ankles. Just starting to wake the body back up. And then 1 foot at a time, bringing the feet close to the booty, the knees pointed up, and then drawing the knees in all the way to your chest, giving yourself this gorgeous, strong, loving hug here. Inhale. And then exhale, you're going to roll over to your right side. So right shoulder, right hip, come down to the ground. And then left hand to the ground in front of the torso. Push into the left hand to draw yourself up into a final seated position. Keeping the eyes closed throughout this, just letting the mind stay as relaxed as possible. Sitting up nice and tall, the arms relaxed beside the body, palms facing up or down the legs, your choice. And we will finish today off with 3 deep breaths on the inhale, moving the arms in a circle away from the body until the palms touch. And then on the exhale, bringing the hands back to the heart and chanting Om if you wish. So hands, Anjali Mudra, gently resting at the heart center. Exhaling fully. And begin. Inhale, arms swoop up. Palms touch and Om. Second big breath in. And last deep breath in. Letting the hands relax on the legs, and feeling that lovely vibration of Om if you join me for that. Feeling the peace and strength and feeling of security and surety that arises in a beautiful practice. I hope that this video helped you tune into that. I hope it helped increase your flexibility, your cardio, your strength, whatever you were working on today. If you did enjoy this time with me, of course, feel free to hit that like button, that subscribe if you haven't already, leave any feedback below. And I look forward to seeing you again on the mat very soon. Enjoy your day, guys. Namaste.